Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. This is Dapper Pigeon. I kind of want to go over a couple things and just do a general um, YouTube channel update style video. Um, I haven't uploaded in a few months and I apologize. I know I've mentioned a couple times throughout the comments on some of these videos that I want to get back into it. Truth is, around this time, I would say down here, um, my play group played a lot of casual decks, and I had a lot of ideas. And some of them were very good and powerful, but as you could tell, my video editing was kind of between a couple styles, different things that I wanted to do. Um, I was just kind of all over the place, to be honest. And I tried a couple of different ideas to come back to, like doing a PowerPoint layout for a couple videos for some casual ones. I tried to do a couple different things, but I kind of want to change up everything. So around this point, I started to make cEDH decks with more of a goal of taking these to tournaments and or just playing at a higher level with my friends. And I realized that I really enjoy cEDH as a whole. So my plan moving forward is to do two different styles of videos. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to output them exactly yet, but I'd like to do one style of video that kind of highlights a couple cards, maybe just cards that I'm looking through in certain cEDH decks that I'm noticing have been very powerful and maybe that have been very helpful for me that might be helpful in other styles of decks. And some of these will probably be cards that you would see more in fringe cEDH decks. Maybe they're cards that could fit into higher powered cEDH decks and more top tier decks, and people just aren't playing them. Um, and none of that is really to change any of the cEDH scene deck building as a whole, but it's more or less to try and help people realize that there is some little niche situations that if you're not a person who likes to play Blue Farm or a person that likes to play Kinnan, but maybe you're a person that likes to play something a little bit lower powered, that there might be things that you could do that would still interest you. Um, and part of that will bring me to the second style of video I'd like to do, which is more deck techs. I have been brewing like crazy on cEDH since I have put out my Caesar video, trying out different cEDH decks. I've played in many tournaments. I haven't done very well, but I've been playing in a lot of tournaments, and as you can see, a lot of these decks will pop up as bracket 4 or bracket 5. These are all decks, almost all decks that I've built in paper, that I have played, some of which I've taken to tournaments, some of which just exist on here. But I kind of want to go over some of these decks and try to shed a light on some strategies that maybe aren't seeing a ton. I'd like to try and get people interested in decks that maybe they didn't really know existed, or maybe just also just talk a little bit. Um, so I'm probably going to do a couple deck techs on some of these decks and just try to say why I pick certain cards, what I think of them, my experiences and stuff like that. Similar to the decks that I was doing in the deck style videos that I was doing, I would say closer to something like this. Um, and hopefully some of that should be coming soon. I do want to highlight a card in my main deck that I've been playing a lot. So this would be a good example of something that I would like to highlight in a video is Espers to Magicite. So it's 3 colorless, 1 black instant. Each opponent exile each opponent's graveyard. When you do, choose up to 1 target creature card exiled this way, create a token that's a copy of that card, except it's an artifact and loses all other card types. So this is a card that was very pivotal to me winning a couple games at Steel City and to getting a couple draws at Steel City. Not to mention that it's just a card I've been playing for a very long time in multiple different decks. Every time I mention this card or I play this card, it seems like people are blown away at how incredibly strong it appears, and they're just kind of confused at, like why I would play it. But when I explain it to them, they're always like, "Oh, this is crazy! I can't believe I've never seen this. I can't believe more people don't play this." Um, So I'd like to, if I go and do that video soon, this will probably be one of the first cards that I talk about. So kind of a sneak peek, but that's kind of what I want to do, is highlight some cards that people aren't playing in decks, maybe why they should be playing them. And maybe you have a deck like Crick or something that's sitting around that this card could be good in. So then it gives you some insight into things maybe you didn't think of. As far as deck techs, these are currently my main decks that I've been playing, so I might do a video about those. But I'd also like to just deep dive into decks that I've built online and just kind of talk about them and different things about them, maybe what I enjoyed about them, or maybe just what sticks out. Like, and all of these will most likely be more fringe decks, but it'll still be something interesting that maybe someone will enjoy, like Kydal and Thrasios, with the plan of being able to do Thrasios plans similar to like Kinnan style deck, but being able to use the commander to create a bunch of mana. And there's also some loops that could be done with that. I don't believe. I'd have to look back through this deck list because I made it a couple days ago and didn't really like sit down and piece all that out. But the commander gives you obviously colorless mana that could be very important, especially if we're still in a clone meta with things like Consecrated Sphinx, Copy Enchantment, Rhystic Study being able to draw you a bunch of cards. This also just gives you mana to be able to respond at instant speed. So just some interesting decks that I've built like that. Let's see, what would be another good one to give an example of? Tectonic Reformation. This is a deck that I was building and worked hard on with Tanuk to try and do landfall loops with things like Ashaya. Wasn't a huge fan of Lumra in it, so I kind of built it as more of a value engine deck with a lot of different things going on. So I'll probably go over decks like this and try to give you guys some insight as to what I've enjoyed about some of them. Maybe try to get people more interested in some fringe decks. It would be nice to see some people pick up, some cooler looking, interesting decks that have their own angle, and some of which actually have performed very well for me, like my Milk and Cookies list with Camball, my Tanuk list, and I believe should be around here somewhere. I think it's this one. No, this one's an idea I made with Francisco and Quark. But just some ideas like this that I don't feel like a lot of people are really exploring and testing out, using Quark to double up on spells in Rakdos, which gives you the ability to double down on Cabals and Dark Rituals and stuff like that to help pump out big spells, or just combo off in general with things that do a bunch of damage. But so that's my plan. I'm most likely going to start making these videos soon and trying to get them out because I want to get more active interest on the channel. I've been playing a lot on different YouTube channels. The Combat Step with Go to Combat I've been playing on, and I've been playing with Cousin Two Chains a lot. So I'll probably try to get some content on here with them as well. But I just wanted to give a small update about this. Like I said, I will be making a video soon. The first one going up should be, I'm not sure what I'm going to call it, like 3 interesting cards for cEDH or something like that. And then most likely next week or the week after, I'm going to do a deck tech. And I believe the first one I'm going to start off with is my Malcolm Cadiz deck, because I made a video for it, had it edited, had it ready to go, and I wasn't in love with the style I was playing originally, so I decided to scrap it all and to go back to the drawing board, and I've really been enjoying this deck lately. So this will probably be the first one that comes up, but I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. If you can like this video, comment maybe some commanders, especially some fringe ones that you'd like to see, or some different ideas of what you would like, and I would appreciate that. All right, have a good day, guys.